many factors that contribute to this question, that why do our people generally not go back after coming to Europe. I could say without wasting time that first of all, there are the individual factors where there are people who came seeking the gold influence. They left Nigeria hoping to find money or find better life for themselves and their family, and when they come here, the situation is actually found different.
Yeah, like my own opinion, why people come to Europe, they don't like to go back home again. You know, many of them, I think maybe they are waiting for their pension money. And secondly, like me, you can see Nigeria today, there's no peace in respect of all this our Boko Haram, kidnapping different people. You see, many people are scared to think about going back home. Here in Europe, you don't have any fear. You have light, we have water, we have good, you know, so many things that we are lacking in Africa, Nigeria today. So which is not happening here in Europe.
I think they find it difficult to go back home on time, and we don't know the problem.
Many of them now sit back because it takes them some time, first of all, to grapple with certain social factors. The factor of language, they have to learn the language if it's not an English-speaking country. First of all, they have to find the documentation, resident permit, and so forth and so on to settle down. And then another factor could be to get work and actually make some money, buy their ticket, and then go home. And other factors I could say also that contribute to their staying back could be the fact that from day to day, the news they get from home is not very convenient and threatening their position.
Why some Nigerians, when they came to this country, they don't go home any longer? One, for the girls, you know, when you come to this country, maybe you say after 3 years, I will go home and settle in Nigeria. Maybe you may meet a white man that loves you and you love her, you love him, and then you get married to that white man and you have your babies. That means your life is here.
Why Nigerians don't go home here always? Maybe I feel because of the insecurity, one, and secondly, it depends on the status of the person. You know, maybe he or she, if he doesn't have documents, there's no way he or she can go home too. And maybe if he or she is not the business type, there's no way he can go home too. From our point of ramifications, it's good. You always trace back your route. So like me, I normally go home every year. So other people, maybe they have their reasons, depending on individuals. What I keep telling people is, don't always forget your roots.
For men have to go home because even if they marry a white man, if a man marry a white man here, he has to go home because no, they said a man is the rock of the house, the father's house. So why women is free to marry everywhere they know, they find their love. In Europe, in Asia, in Japan, in all the countries. But for men, they have to go home in their old age. And secondly, maybe for the women again, the one that is not married to whites, maybe they are here working and their work is here. They stay here for 10, 20 years. Going back to Nigeria, it seems that that means they are going to start fresh because they no longer have that Nigerian mentality. They now have European mentality and European economy. So when they go back to Nigeria, it seems they are starting your life afresh again. So that's the reason why a majority of them stay here, because that mentality of Nigeria is no longer with them. So that's the reason why you see some women in this country, when they stay here like 15, 20 years, they find it so difficult to go back to Nigeria, because when they go to Nigeria, some first sit there and die and they do them and they will come back again here. and start afresh, because they will lose, majority of them lose everything they have, or they planned there, or they misuse their money, or they dupe them, or you know, they have family problem there, so they have to run back again. Excuse me. To this country to start their life back. Excuse me. So that's the reason why some of them, they prefer staying here, because some of them, when they stay here, they work more than 15 years, they have citizen of Italy, they are now belongs to Italy. So this is their second country. So they are free to stay here, so far they have their hand at work, what will enable them to get their pension. Because in Nigeria, even if you, in Nigeria, you become old, and you don't have your pension, that means you live by the things. Some of them, when they build house or have an activity, some of them, the activity goes down and the house building, they cannot stay there because of the country, the way it is. There's some rubber everywhere. Hence they know that you come from abroad, everybody wants to dupe you. Everybody wants to know you. And you have a lot of friends. If you don't take time, you go zero. So that's the reason most of majority of them prefer staying here.
For example, the recent violence that have been going on at home, and the insecurity contributing to that. And another factor I could say is what I would call the human factor, that people generally move all over the earth. We know that before there were few white people in Nigeria, and as well as here too. There are many people who move around the world as visitors or for work, and when they get to their destination, they wouldn't want to go back because they have now become settled, or they integrate actually. Many Nigerians are getting married to Italians, men and women, just like many Italians have gone to Nigeria, and they wouldn't want to come back because they find the place suitable for them. There are many people here today that have come to stay in Italy because they have had their children have grown up here, and they cannot leave those children because of they are in the school, they are developing and they are growing. So it will take them time. But generally, I would say that the life situation of today, things are getting harder and harder every day. For this reason, people don't find things very easy. They have to adjust with their family conditions before traveling. But we should not forget also that people are making effort. They go home, they visit Rome, they come back. Many have become business people, transacting between businesses between here and Nigeria, and they do go. But on a general note, just to conclude what we are saying, you could see that the contributing factor of the mass media today, you see Facebook, you see the improvement in the telephone communication. People are to call their family, say what they want to say, or even see who they want to see on Facebook, or chat with them, or even do video conference. So for this reason, they have less reason or less pressure to travel immediately. But I would say on the final end that yes, everybody is doing his or her life. So wherever you find very easy, then you have no real reason not to stay there. But however it is, home is always the best. Each and everyone wishes to go home someday, sometime. Thank you so much.